Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Ripto. I'm Christian and today I've got another great video for you talking about 3 altcoins or tokens that you should be holding in your portfolio. I'm going to tell you why I held them, why I'm just brought them and what I think the future holds for them. So if you want to know all this cool information, stay tuned and let's get into the video. Welcome. So before I go into today's awesome video, I must say that anything you see, hear, choose to ignore in today's video is not financial advice. This bad boy is here for your educational purposes only. So with that out of the way and understood, let's jump straight into our first altcoin, and that is boom. So here you see ChainLink. It's a little bit down by 0.48% today, but that's not really anything because, as you know, our kind of top rated altcoins and alt tokens are doing really well at the moment, and the bull run kickoff is here. Now, if we have a quick look at Link, it had the crash and went all the way down to here and has been gradually taking its nice recovery stage. Now, in my opinion, we've come to a crossroads where we've got this kind of flat level here where all the buying on the way up before Link went to its big all-time high, and when it crashed back down, and the recovery stage was all around this price area here. So now Link's sort of established itself as recovering. This is why I'm looking at this area to load up on my Link. Now you can leave a comment below after you press the like button, smash the subscribe and tickle the bell notification, but let me know what you think of Link, because for me this is a key area. If Link smashes through that area, we've got another double this to go before maybe even going further for Link. And for me, ChainLink's been one of them tokens that sort of held its own all the way through since like back in 2020 when they had this massive COVID crash. Link started coming into its own, and as you can see here, from like the June, July, August of 2020, Link started to show itself on the market and went all the way up to these kind of highs here. After the crash, Link's re-established itself back in the market and going up. Now we'll jump into the website quickly. And obviously Link, a lot of people probably know about this. It's a big famous token. It's got a lot of backing, a lot of investment. I won't bore you too much with the website, but I'll just quickly go down to you and tell you briefly, for those that don't know or new to the channel and market, briefly what Link is. So ChainLink greatly expands the capabilities of smart contracts being able to access to the real world, data and off-chain competition, while maintaining the security and reliability guarantees inherent to the blockchain technology. So it's a massive smart chain contracts platform. So, but if you want to know more, dive straight over to ChainLink's website. It is very technical, it is quite a bit jargony, but trust me, when a company goes to this great lengths to put this much effort and time into explaining what their product and token does, you can tell it's just a good one that they aim to be sticking around for a long time. So jumping into ChainLink's Twitter, you can see they've got 427,000 army behind them. They've put over nearly 1,500 tweets in, and they've got a big engagement of over between 500 and 700 every tweet, and some in the peaks go to up to 1.3k. But in hindsight, they've got a following. You've only got to quickly go over to CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, and you'll see Link in the top page of the altcoins. So that to me has shown that Link has really established itself. But what's more important is that's just a brief overview, because Link's probably a well-known token. So what is Link's price chart saying? Well, let's jump straight into the price chart action now and have a look. Boom. So here we have Link's chart. Now I'm just going to explain to you quickly what my lines are, what their significance is, and what this big box is here. So this is Link's low at $13. This is what happened after the crash. You can see it all the way back here. It went a bit lower, but this was its kind of support and resistance line for low. I don't need to tell you the lowest or the highest. I'm just telling you where my trading areas are. Then obviously Link made its establishment here, because obviously this was key kind of resistance where it got rejected before it went to its low. It went back up, had power just below it. Some people front run it and it shot through, turned its resistance into support before making its gradual climb all the way up and turning, for me, this key area here of resistance into support. So now this is ChainLink support, and this buy box area here where all the buying action's been for months and months, like from the March, before the March crash on the way up, and it was on the way down, is Link's buy box area before it shoots to what this line is, its new all-time high. So for me, obviously, I think Link going down, reconfirming here. I obviously loaded up around here because obviously I brought Link. I wish I'd have loaded here, but I didn't. I got in about here because for me, this was confirmation that Link's now done its downside and it's on the way to the upside. So a key important area for Link is to smash through this, put a retest in here in the buy box before we start going up to higher highs all the way up kind of here. So Link's bottom, Link's kind of midpoint where it was all the buying action was before it had its leg up to where Link's establishing new resistance as support, using the buy box as resistance. This is my buy area here, which had strong price action around here, here, and here. So it had it on the way up and it had it on the way down. So you can see all this action here for Link is pretty much the action it's having now. So we could see a little bit of sideways action before we have a retest of this level here and on the way up, if it's planning out to do the same here. But let me know what you think in the comments. This is what I wanted to show you with Link and why I think it's going to do so well, and you should have it in your portfolio. Now let's move on to altcoin number 2. Boom. So this one needs no introduction again, and that's Vchain. A lot of you that are in the crypto space, have been in the crypto space, will know all about Vchain. And for me, it's been one that I've talked about many times now, and I've held in my portfolio since way back. And I'll show you on the chart way back here in 2020. I bought around September, October time of 2020, and I haven't been let down since. Obviously, I hodled it. I've sold no Vchain ever in my life. I've only added to my portfolio on the way down from this kind of peak here. So when it hit this kind of action, I brought kind of red candles here on the way up to this little bump, and I brought some around this level again on dollar cost averaging. But where does that leave Vchain now then? Well, it's down 5.51% today, but that's because the market's been having a healthy growth and it's had a retrace. So what we'll do is I'll quickly show you, for the people that are new to Vchain, a little bit about their website, their social, but very quickly because Vchain's a well-known, and then I'll jump into the price chart action again, and then we'll move on to our third and final token. So jumping straight into Vchain's website. Boom. So for this one, I've moved myself over here slightly so you can read what Vchain is and what it's all about for the new people. So Vchain's the world leading blockchain application platform driven by enterprise adoption. And it tells you a cool little 1, 2, 3, 4 bits about Vchain. It's the professional growth team, the proven expertise in many industries, easy to deploy blockchain platform, partner network with ecosystem expansion. And if you pop over to their website, it tells you loads of cool stuff about this, their solutions, what they're doing with logistics, retail, automotive. It's got absolutely tons of stuff that they'll show you that the Vchain kind of network guys on their team are looking into. So I would advise pop over there, because you will see that this is really a cool kind of coin. That this is why I brought it way back on the kind of last crash from COVID. It took me a while to get into it, but this is why I loaded my bags up with it, because I really do believe in this one and think if you hold this in for the kind of long-term periods, you're not going to be disappointed with V. So let's have a look at the socials quickly, and then we'll get into that all-important price chart action. Boom. So I've moved back over here, and sorry if that's making you dizzy. I'm just trying to get you the information as best I can. So Vchain, again, pretty similar to Link, around about the 400,000 mark, pumping in again, nearly 1,500 tweets, and about the same engagement and following. So these tokens, you can see the good altcoins, alt tokens do have a good following. They're very consistent, very standard, got a great community behind them. They update you quite a lot on what's going on. And it's just obviously a good fundamental to say that this token is around for the long run. The project team are in there, and this could be a great investment or addition to your portfolio. So have a look at their Twitter. It'll tell you a few cool things like their website will, but I don't want to dwell on that too much because it is quite a popular coin. So now we'll just jump into that all important price chart action and tell you where this price has been going and where I think a good buy-in is. Boom. So here we go, straight into Vchain's price chart action. Now, as you can see, this was Vchain's top before obviously we had the kind of May crash. It held its own quite a bit here. It crashed all the way down here and put in a bottom of around about 5 cents. Now, if you manage to buy Vchain at 5 cents, virtual high five to you, because I think that's massively undervalued and was an absolute bargain. Now, you can see Vchain's buy action on the way up was around here, around about 14 cents mark, and a lot of buy action was around here, making a 14 cents mark another key resistance here on the way up and here on the way down. And this is where Vchain got rejected this time around the 14th cents to put in a healthy correction, which to me would set it up to then retest it. If it break through it, put in a new higher high. But as you can see, Vchain's had a healthy kind of growth. It's had pumps, it's had a bit of corrections and pumps, but the trend is up. It bottomed out around about here and it's been pumping ever since. But for me, this is the key area here. This is the key area where Vchain needs to break through, because if you see from here, price action rapidly grew. From here, price action where the accumulation stage, this is accumulation, it trading sideways, testing resistance is good accumulation for it to pump. So where you think would be the buy-in area? So for me, you see these kind of levels here would be a perfect buy area for Vchain. You'd want to see it break through, come back down, confirm a bounce from this support, from this resistance, turn it into support. This is accumulation stage, and then Vchain onto higher levels, pumping up to probably this kind of area ground here before moving up to these levels. So it's going to be done in layers. Vchain is not a pump and dump coin. It's a gradual grow, but if it gradually grows up, if it has retracements, they're gradual as well. So you can see this is one area for the next Vchain, and this is another area before it starts shooting up to around these areas here for a new all-time highs. But let me know what you think in the comments. This is how I would be looking quickly at Vchain. I mean, you could do some more analysis with fib tracements, and you can do some sort of trading patterns if you're swing trading, if you're looking for the bottoms here, like swing, 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 and another swing here. So you can see this would be an indicator as well that Vchain's probably looking to go up. You can see it's got like a little bottom here, a bottom here, a bottom here, but they're all going up in higher. So it's like a gradual step ladder up to the buy area here, where we could go on to bigger, better and greater things. Sorry I waffled that out, I'm just excited. But as always, I've been a big fan of V. Again, I brought that at the same time as around Link, way back. That's not even on this chart. But you have a look at it. It's not financial advice. Do your own research, and I'm just here to help and give you education as and when I know it. But the charts are looking healthy. Vchain's probably going to accumulate around here before it breaks into these areas, and then who knows, with my prediction of the altcoin season being the end of this year and beginning next, there could be a lot of accumulation at these stages before this puts in a new all-time high. But that's my prediction, and that's what So now let's go into the third and final token quickly, which to me I think is an absolute sleeping giant. It's looking to find its bottom now, so you could be buying in at this token's all-time low, the final token. Boom. So here we go, ABBC coin. Now this has been pumping up by 4.59%. Not a great deal, but it has been making traction. As you can see here, it started life at $1.20 on the pump and dump. It went back down, sort of found its lows around these areas, had a nice healthy pump, which I'll show you all this in the price chart action, and went back up and went back down to where I see it's finding its bottom area now. Now, the reason this has happened, I'll tell you about this in the price chart action, but in short, it just came to market at the wrong time because it marketed just before the May crash. But as you can see, it's trading at 17 cents from a bottom of around 9. So it is making, or even lower than that, actually 5. So it is making traction. So let's jump into ABBC's website. So as you can see here, it says it's exchange. We'll give you a little information what it's about. We were established in late 2017, wherein our founders visualized a better solution for the current e-commerce woes such as slow payments. So it's a payment. But what I would suggest you do is go over, have a look at this little video, tells you all about it, and this will give you a nice in-depth insight. You can see the team, the projects, everyone is behind this. It's fully transparent. It's got its strategic partners, which I like to see. It's telling you about who's backing it. And this for me is why ABBC is a sleeping giant. We'll jump into the Twitter and you can see it's organically done 1,250 tweets, but organically followers 6,500. It gets a bit of traction. It's not pumped out there because it's not as popular as Vchain or Link, but that means there's not that many people pumping the silly price out of it. And this is one why I wanted to get into this early and adapt to, and it's buyable on an exchange KuCoin. So that for me was great, and that's why I pumped a little bit into this, and we'll hold it long term, and hopefully through the next big blow off alt season this will repay me very nicely. So, and it's got a lot of good stuff and news coming up, which you can see throughout its obviously socials, and you'll be able to see through obviously doing your own research investigation. But more importantly, let's jump into that price chart action, because I want to tell you a little bit. Boom. So here we go, straight into ABBC's price chart. Now I'll quickly see, this is where the kind of pump and dump launch bit was. It launched here before May, so it was found its bottom, finding momentum. Then obviously, unfortunately for this, it had the big crash. It dumped before May, so it was found its bottom, finding momentum. Then obviously, unfortunately for this, it had the big crash. It dumped back down, found its bottom at around about 14 cents before it picked up momentum. It wasn't down there that long. People was accumulated it, and it went back up to test this area here, which was around the 21 cent mark. Got rejected, went back down, didn't quite hit its bottom, accumulated very nicely, went back down to this buy box area, which is, like I said, where I accumulated it, shot back up, hit this kind of resistance, and went back down to do a retest of this buy box area. So for me, if I was looking to get in or load up more, this is where I'd be looking to buy this token, or maybe a wick down here a little bit. But you can see from here, and here, it doesn't really go lower than this buy box. So for me, this could be an early adapter where you might have the fantastic opportunity to buy a token, coin, whatever you want to class this as, is a coin, at its bottom. So this is a good ample opportunity for it to start testing these new levels again. And you can see it had a good kind of level test here and had a massive shoot up, which was people probably buying in here, getting excited and selling out. But again, this you can see the ultra volume, nice volume here, start having its way back up. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Please tell me your honest opinions. We really do value constructive criticism here, and I'll try and answer as much as I can. So with all that great information on Vchain, Link and ABBC, I think these are great altcoins, alt tokens to hold in your portfolio, and ABBC is really a sleeping giant. But as always, we like to say here on Crypto Ripto, trade smart, trade safe, and don't get wrecked.